My college, my dream, my life.
안녕하세요 여러분, MRCC의 미리입니다. 자, 제레미 컨설턴트 분하고 네 번째 비디오예요. 자, 네 번째 비디오에서는 그 많은 이제 학교에 어드밋이 되고 그리고 에모리에 어떻게 가도록 결정이 났는지 조금 더 school narrowing down 프로세스를 오늘 좀 얘기를 해보려고 해요. 그래서 저번 비디오랑 같이 저희가 영어로 진행을 할 거고요. 저희가 자막으로 전달을 해드리도록 하겠습니다. Alright, so we already spent 3 videos with you and today is the final one. Hopefully to the more in the future, but today we'll be talking about how you came to select Emory as your final decision. So would you mind sharing some of the criteria that you set among the school and how did you come to choose an Emory?
Yeah, so of course, as you guys may know, there are just thousands of schools in the US. And so you may be thinking, how do I even narrow this down? The first criteria point I looked at, and I'll admit that it might not be the best way, but it was the tier or prestige level of a school. I think it's because my dad has always been obsessed with a school's rank, but that kind of rubbed off on me, and I thought, okay, I'm going to look at US News. I'll look at schools up until a certain point. For me personally, I cut the schools down to US News top 50, but of course, depending on the person, that can vary a lot. And then once I narrowed that down, I looked at the location of schools. Both of my parents went to college in the Midwest, and let's just say they've never been back. After their experiences in the Midwest, I personally was not too keen on the Midwest. I also went to high school in Phoenix, Arizona, which is on the West Coast, and I wanted to change from that. I narrowed my locations down to schools in the Northeast and South. After that, to narrow it down even more, I asked myself what I wanted to study and which schools offered the best programs for what I wanted to study. When I was in high school, I was kind of torn between medicine and finance. So that therefore led me to only look at schools for the most part that had strong connections in both the medicine and finance industries. And then last but not least, I looked at schools based on vibe. I asked myself what kind of person I was, and I knew that I was a person who likes playing sports more than watching them. And so I would look at schools where I'd have more of an opportunity to, say, play on a club sport team. I didn't really care too much for D1 sports. So while I had some schools with D1 sports on my list, I also made sure to not exclude schools with D3 sports, as I knew I'd be happy at those ones as well. Most people would describe me as someone who is work hard, play hard person. I have a side of me that likes to go out, yet I also have a bit of a nerdy side where I major in math. I like reading books, watching anime. And so I looked for schools that had both that party atmosphere, yet at the same time, a bit of a nerdy vibe to it. Looking at all that criteria, Emory for me was just the perfect fit, and I don't regret it at all.
Thanks for sharing. I think those informations are great. You mentioned about name recognition, the location, and the major offerings and the vibe. So I think those are really great criteria. I mean, some of the personal anecdote of myself was that I think it's a really great idea for students to take a look at the clubs offered at the school itself, so that you can do some kind of extracurricular activities, or maybe the dorm culture because you'll be living there. Another really important portion is networking, and you really want to see like what kind of networking opportunity is there. And personally, I chose MIT because there are a lot of great schools nearby as well, so that I can build a network opportunity. Thank you so much for sharing, Jeremy. And viewers and audiences, please, if you have any questions or comments about Jeremy, please leave in the below, and then we'll help you connect with Jeremy with any questions. Since we're ending the video, do you want to just give a last comment?
For those of you applying, whether it's to college's class of 2026 or beyond, I wish you the best of luck. It seems that the admissions world seems to be getting more and more competitive each year. And I really wish the best of luck to you on that. Don't be afraid to reach out to people you know for help on your applications, on your essays. Yeah, that's it from me.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Jeremy. And thank you so much for watching this video. Bye-bye.